I'm like, this thing has sleeves? We've got a stimulus package. It's a pretty big one. It is, I was going to use brown, but you can't really see brown, so we're going to use black. $9.7 trillion. It's a lot of money. So how did we get here? Okay, well, basically, the long and the short of it is the banks over here started making housing loans with money that, well, was never really going to come back to them, which surprised them and then needed them to be bailed out. That was November-ish of '08. In May of '08, the government gave us that stimulus package that was over here. And I don't even remember what it was. It was like, let's say $500. I think it was $500. They gave us $500. The idea was that we would take that $500 and put it back into the economy. And you're thinking to yourself, screw that, I got credit card bills to pay, I got a mortgage to pay, I got electricity to pay for, I got water to pay for. Hell, let's not even get started on gas prices, right? That's what you're thinking. Here's the problem, is that our entire economy is based on you and I buying things. In fact, 70% of the US economy is based on what's called consumption, which means if there's 10 people, we'll do simple math because, well, I'm a simple man. That can't count to 10. That guy has 3 legs, I'm not really sure why. Okay, 2 more people. Okay, this will be real simple, all right? So we've got 10 people. Obviously, if 70% of them make it up, that these people right here make up the US economy. So if those people keep spending, we'll be all right. Problem is that, well, we all know what the problem is that this guy, and this guy lost their jobs. So they're not going to spend any money because, well, they're unemployed. So these guys, well, that's us, and we're thinking to ourselves, well, if those 3 got whacked, then we're probably next. So what do? We take our money that we make every week, and we put it into savings, which you and I think is a great idea. And for us, it is a great idea, except when we all do it at the same time, it's a very, very bad thing because, well, did I mention that 70% of the economy is based on consumption? So if we stop consuming, we cripple the economy and keep the recession going longer. So the government steps in. They want to do $9.7 trillion worth of stuff, including, but not limited to, bailing out the banks. And you're thinking to yourself, why would we bail out the banks? Well, that's interesting, because the banks got a bailout, obviously, in fall, and they thought to themselves, well, we need to put money back into the economy because it's based on consumption. So they bought hookers and cocaine instead of reinvesting in the credit market so that people who have good credit still could open new businesses or buy cars or buy RVs. One of the stories that Obama's been talking about all week is that, you know, RV capital in Elkhart or wherever, that they can't seem to get anybody qualified for credit, including like Bill Gates, which is problematic. So they're going to step in and try and I think that's the second time, yeah, bail out the banks as part of this $9.7 trillion. The one that's really going to cook your brain, though, $9.7 trillion. This entire bailout package could pay for 90% of the mortgages in the United States. 90%. Now, okay, if there's 300 million people in the United States, the 10% that would be left over, 30 million people, right? You following my math? Okay, so this is the 10%, this is the 100%, and this is the 90%. Got it so far? Okay, well, the unemployment rate is somewhere around 10% when you include part-time employees and underemployed people and people who have just stopped looking for jobs. So if there's 10% unemployed out of the 300 million people, and we can pay for 90% of the mortgages with this bailout, leaving 10% that we don't pay for, well, most of those unemployed people probably don't have houses anyway, right? So why don't we just pay off the mortgages? I'm just saying.